Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna do the next one of the Crafter's Companion Template Library. We are on number 7, the double stepper card. So it's gonna be 7 by 10, the paper. I'm gonna move this out of the way. But it says to start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet. Now, if you already got where you can cut the size out, then I wouldn't then I wouldn't worry, but we're gonna do it from the start. I'm gonna make the box in this cream color. This paper's not super sturdy, but it'll work for the card, I think, anyways. Okay, and it's a double stepper, and this is number 7. So first thing I'm gonna do, I wanna, yeah, that'll work. I could go ahead and line this up here, but I want to make sure it's straight. So I'm going to go ahead and just outline it the way it's supposed to be. But you could line up the corners and then you would just have to do these. Okay. Need my embossing tool. There it is. Okay. So I emboss it instead of using a pencil. Then I don't have to erase the lines or anything. In any embossed line, it's going to end up being already embossed. So I don't have to do, the steps more than once. But that's going to be right on the edge too, the way I did it. Also, with the embossing tool, if I go in with like a pencil lead, I got to make sure that I'm tracing it if I go to the outside here, then I got to go to the outside there and the outside. I don't have to do that with the embossing tool. It just fits in there only one way. So it's working out pretty good for me this way so far. The worst part about all of this is making sure that you're not confusing the matte and layer marks. Some of them are a little bit easier to read than others. This is a score line because it says mountain fold. This one says valley fold, so that's another score line. And this one says mountain fold, so that's a score line. This one says valley fold. But there's a lot of folds on this side here. And this one says mountain fold, so that's a score line. This says cut line. So my cut line's gonna run all the way down from there to there. Also underneath I have the diamond press, I believe. Matte, stamping mat, or whatever, it's that silicone mat. Okay, so that should be all of these. I did the cut lines. Okay. I come over here and do this cut line. And then we have our fold, so we have a mountain fold. Basically, it's going to be the same as the other side. Valley, mountain, valley, and mountain. Okay. So I didn't do any of the matte layers lines. And there it is. And I don't know if you can see the embossed image or not, but it's pretty good in there. Okay, so now I just need to take my scissors. Shoot, I thought I had found my big ones, but I guess I haven't. Okay, and I'm going to do this side. No, this side. This is the good side, but this one along here, I should have just lined it up because I can. It's so close to the edge that I can barely see it. I didn't think I had it that close to the edge, but I guess I did. Okay. And then come across here. I need to hold it for you to see it better, and it makes it harder for me to see it. Now this line, it's really obvious that this is the lines that I need to cut to do the outside shape of my card. I'm just trying to get it straight. There we go. Okay. Now we have these cut lines that we need to do. So for me, what works best to do it, because I'm not good with the craft knife, but I do better. Let me just try to line up. This is going to be rough. I really do need a craft knife for this one. Oh. What have I done with my craft knife? Because of where the fold, really none of these. I missed one of the folds. Okay. I missed the inside fold line for here. So just know that's a mountain. That means it's going to be up. But I need to figure out a way to fold, because I don't see my Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, probably not a good idea, but I'm gonna do it. Let me see. Is this this is another embossing tool, but I'm gonna come in where my cut marks are. Wonder if I should put the template back down. Probably should. Just to make sure I get this right. I'm gonna line these all up. I was thinking that I was going to be able to fold it to cut it, but with this one that'll really mess it up, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to really get in there, and you can hear it kind of tear that paper. So even if it just gets that cut line started, let's see. There, see? But it's not a nice smooth cut. It's kind of rigid. Rigid's not really the word I'm looking for, but and I want to go all the way to the top for sure. Okay. Make sure this one goes all the way to the top. Yep. And now I'm gonna have to really find my craft knife, or I'm gonna have to go get one to keep doing these, I can tell. Okay, so this is a mountain fold, and at this point it really helps to keep the template where you can see and remind yourself, and also the picture. I like to keep it just right here, kind of sitting up where I can see it, so that I know what I want to do. So mountain fold. This is a valley fold and a mountain fold here. Let's see, there we go. This is a mountain fold. This is a valley fold. So valley fold here, and this is up. Okay. And of course now we're gonna just basically alternate the folds, valley and mountain. So there we have one side. So valley here, mountain, mountain, valley, valley here, and mountain. Mountain just means it's up. Excuse me. And there we have it. And now would be a good time to really go in and get your creases nice and tight. You want a bone folder, you can do that. Now if you want the matte layers, you can bring in another sheet of paper, but there's their card. It might have been almost too tight. Loosen it up a little bit. There we go. Now you can see my edges are kind of rough because of the way I did it. But if you have a craft knife, you could just get right in there. Unfortunately, I don't know where mine is. Just because I never use it. I'm not, there it is. It was upside down in there. Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. But it's one of those rotating ones too, so, anyways. Okay, now we have to figure out what we want for our matte layers. And we have our dies still that we could use. I don't know if that would fit on there. But we have these here. I'm going to use orange. And I'm just going to do the square mats. I'm not doing the round one for up here because I'll use one of these shapes. So, it doesn't have to be a single sheet. I'm going to do the orange. I'm going to do the big ones. The bigger matte layers. So all these outer matte and layer squares. Now we can just do this, right? And we're going to waste a lot of the inside paper. Or we can line them up. Now the problem with lining them up is you have to make sure you don't overlap it. So I just kind of move it in closer, but I don't necessarily, whoops, that's the valley fold line. That's not the outside matte layer line. So see, that's why you got to pay attention to which lines you're using. Okay. And do I want to move that one closer? Probably. That one looks way bigger than this one. Okay, I'm just going to give it plenty of room. And I'm going to use the bigger outside square. And I'm just doing the outside square on all of these. And these should all pretty much match up and be the same thing. Okay, I normally would kind of scoot that closer, but let's get this going. Okay. Not too bad. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show. what we can do. First of all, I'm going to cut this paper off right at this edge here. Just so I'm not having to deal with this whole big sheet. And it got it right on the line. Now I'm going to bring this line, line those up, cut them out nice and tidy. You don't want to do this line here. Let's see how that does. Not quite straight, but I can make it straighter. Oh, no. I'll have to come back and trim that myself with the scissors. Got it perfect on the line. I got these. Now I'm going to line these up. Still using all the lines from the templates. But using my paper trimmer so that I have better, straighter lines than cutting it myself. And it's always better to go bigger than smaller, of course, because you can always trim it down a little bit, but you can't add to it once you cut it. And the only problem with this one, see, once I get there, then I can't. This was just a scrap, so that's going over here because I don't want it mixing. See, now it's easier to trim that straighter line. Because it's just a little ways and it's embossed in. I'm not real sure if I cut on the right line there because I see another line here. So we'll wait and see, but if I get these. As nice as that one was to cut with the scissors, now I'm like, why am I? I'm not holding it where you can see it. Uh-oh. I'm just trimming them down now. It's nice and easy. Not the same size. So our steps are not the same size either, though. But I can just follow that embossed line now really easy with the scissors since I have cut them down so close. It's just very easy to stay in that embossed line. It looks like it just needs a little trim. hold it back where you can see me. And just cutting right on that emboss line. It seems easier than if it was just a trace line. You actually kind of have a little bit of guidance for your scissors, if that makes any sense. By this one, I got real close to. Let me look at this side because there's not much line right here. I can see that needs just a little snip. And here. That was a little bit of rough spot from the paper cutter not wanting to cut that. Whoops. Right there. So now these are all the bigger. Oh, I just dropped one. No, that was a scrap. Okay, good. The bigger ones. So now, if I want the smaller mats, I need to come in with my next paper, which I'm going to do like they did, and I'm going to use a pattern. I haven't decided which one, so we've got orange and cream. Well, I thought I was coming in with a pattern. Here we go. Here's card. And all these papers here are from the Crafter's Companion Kit, where I took and stuck them all together. And I'm going to use the orange. I put all my kits together, so this one's going to do it. I believe this one will do it. And I just want to do the smaller mats. Now I got to be careful with this paper. I can't emboss it as hard because it's softer, right? But I'm going to do the inside layers. I still want to get it good so I can follow it. But this way, especially with these matte layers, makes it much easier than a pencil, because if you don't get that line erased and it shows on there, I guess you could ink over it. That would be an idea. And maybe we will do that in one of them. Maybe I'll use a pencil and we will come through and ink over where the lines are so we don't have to cut them. This is so we don't have to cut them. No. Ink over so we don't have to erase them. I don't know if I did that or not. Now with the pattern paper, it's hard to see the embossing on the side of the pattern. So you really kind of need to turn it over and cut it from this side, which with this paper is white. It's a solid color and just much easier to see. Okay, I'm gonna have to trim this up a little bit. I can kind of see where I missed the line just that little bit. Okay, there's one. All right. That off. Looks good. So I'm doing this one. And see, it's just easier to cut it off away from the thing. I hate all that fighting all that paper, so I do better just cutting it. Away and just working with a smaller piece. Good. Okay. I'm gonna cut it. All right, another small one. There should be another big one here somewhere. Oh, I did. I got them both. Okay. Now I need to do the bigger square in the middle. Cut it all the way off. Just get rid of that. That interference. All right. I went off a little bit there, so when I see that I'm not staying on, I try to go to the outside. That way I can just come back and trim. Because if I do it to the inside, then I've cut it away and I can't fix that. Just straighten that. There we go. Okay. So now we're ready to put all our mats and layers and everything together. And see where we go from there. All right. I'm going to use the more textured side. I need to see if I made this one too big. And I did. So this other score line here is the one that I needed. And I followed the fold line instead of the mat line. Okay, so now they match up. I gotta get off my foot. Sitting on my foot again. Oh, okay. Get rid of all the interference here. And my glue. And I'm going to put all the mats together first before I put it on a card. Sometimes I do it the other way. Sometimes I do it this way. I don't have a regular way that I do it. But this time anyways, I'm doing it this way. I want the more textured side. Okay, this is going to take a smaller one. Just make sure this one has some smaller ones and larger ones. So this is a larger C. Two different sizes. And the same with the paper. With the other one, this next one down. So you have to make sure you're putting the smaller on the smaller and the bigger on the bigger. You don't want to do this, put the little one on the big. You would go to put the big one on and you would be like, I don't know what happened. So keep that in mind. Man, is everybody ready for Christmas? We are, what? Basically 6 days away. Oh, I gotta do my advent calendar. I forgot about that. How could I forget about that? Okay, that's pretty simple now. At this point, just put this down. Okay, and then you're going to want to make sure you got your big ones to go here, and the smaller ones. Oh, that doesn't work. Maybe this way. That's more like it. So I'm going to go ahead and do these ones first. And I'm more concerned about how it looks on this outside, not so much down in there. Oh, I didn't use the rough side of that one. Shoot. So I want the top to look about the same distance as the sides. Now I'll do these. And I'm going to want this one to kind of line up with the one below. So, and then that top should be about equal distance from the mat to what the sides look like. I moved it. Uh-oh. That should be okay. Okay. And now this one, same thing. All right. So now they don't have a mat layer for this. You could just, figure out what your measurements are. Let's see here. It looks about an inch. It's not quite an inch. But you could take your measurements and just cut a piece. And you could do that with all of these. It would be easier if they gave us a mat layer for it in the template, but they didn't. So, okay, so what they did then is they brought ribbon in here, which is a cute idea, right? And then they just simple decorated, and they put a big oval here. Now, you're not going to have that big oval in your die set. You're not. So you're just going to match them up. And see, this one would be too big. This second one would probably work. Let's pull it out and see. So it's pretty much right on there. And you could go this one, but then you're not going to be able to double up. If you use this one, and see, like I said, you lose that background pattern. But then you would also be able to use this to do your matte layer and get a next size down. Or you could just do one and use that one, because there's no next smaller one, unless you wanted to add one of these other shapes to this. So say you could do maybe that one. I don't know about that. You could put the oval in, something, make it look right. They do give you the oval in the template. I just figure I have the dies, use them. So, but I would go, you could go with these, that. I don't know, I wasn't going to do all of this. I was going to do the calendar now. Let's go ahead and try something. I don't know. Let's try. Does that fit in there? It'd be a little bit big. Yeah, I don't like that at all. But one of these could, like that. Okay, so let's do it all. Go ahead and do it. I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? Orange again? Okay, we'll do it in orange. Oh, I haven't plugged in or nothing. Yeah, we'll wait. I'll maybe come back and do this separate. Well, I can get everything plugged in. I'll come back and do that separate. Let's go ahead and open the calendar. And maybe we'll have something in here we can use for the card. That would be interesting. Okay, so what are we on? 19, 18, 19. 19 is right here. Oh, oh, look at this. Dies. I like them. Couple of leaves. They look like the same leaf, just one size is bigger than the other. And some acorns, where just one is bigger than the other. I like those very much. They're very fall. And of course, we're past that right now. But very nice. Let's see. Let's have a look through this stuff and see if here's a tree. Here's butterfly corners. Here's some snowflakes. There's the stamp for the tree. There's a bow. What is that? I don't remember. Mittens. I'm trying to look to see if anything will go on the card. And of course we could do the cup. With a little something coming over the edge. And is that what, oh, that's cookies, huh? There's a stamp set here somewhere. Cookies, and we could scatter cookies around. Maybe that's what we'll do later then. We'll use these dies on this card. All right. If you like my channel, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll join me again. Bye-bye now.